in this video, we're going to focus on the DrawTime for the annotation plugin in Chart.js. So the DrawTime is probably one of the most useful ones. Alright, so if you look at this right now, we have our chart, and if you watch my other video, the previous one, part number 2, you know that there's an annotation, but it is hidden. So if I go back here and let's start to readjust this, we have our annotation here. Let's put this back to 0 up till 18. And if I save this and refresh, you can see here we have this nice square here. But there's a big problem here, or maybe something you don't like. You can see here that while the tooltip still works, we can see that there's an overlay with the annotation block. And maybe you don't like this because you want to put it at the very back, or you want to put it at the back of it. So how can we do this? DrawTime is basically the one that will control it. Here you can see here DrawTime, and by default it is a string value type, and it is set on after dataset draw. This is very important to remember. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to start working with the DrawTime. So I'm going to show you this, and I'm going to type in here DrawTime, and this is the default value. Save that, refresh. Alright, so we have this here. And what it really means is it will first draw the data sets here, and after it's been drawing the data sets, it will start to draw the or basically this grid box, or the grid annotation box. That's the right term, sorry. So we could change this because there's more. There's also before, and what will happen now is it basically will go at the very back of the data set here, and I'm not sure if you really see the difference, but if you really look at it, you can see that these lines are slightly darker now, and if we make this here before, you will see that the lines will be brightened, a bit more bright. Or probably if I will make this a white color, maybe that will be easier to spot. We're going to have this one here. Let's say this will be 255, 255, and 255. Same story here, 255, 255, and here 255. Save that, refresh. You can see here now it is white. Alright, and maybe it's even better if I make this a solid color as well. So this is nice white. And if we say here after, you might see now that this white will be slightly darkish. Well, very dark. It's very hard to notice even, but you can see it's almost hidden. And that's basically what happens here. And draw after and draw before is just only one of them. There are so many more. We have also after draw. We will draw everything after the very end. But that doesn't matter so much. You will not notice it so much. But you also have before draw. Where we draw it before everything has been drawn, the grid lines, etc., etc. So you have many options here, and you can control that as well, especially if you have, for example, text that you don't want to overlap or overrule certain things here. And this is basically the DrawTime. Very powerful, very useful. If you want to go deep in that, definitely try to explore this one. And I have a video about annotation lines or arbitrary lines, which is basically annotation lines, but we make our own plugin in there. That is very useful. That's basically this video here, where you absolutely will need the DrawTime feature.